Hello, everyone. This is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 74 of Darwell20's Let's Play series, where today I think I'd like to take a look at RFTools Dimensions. I want to take a break from Pneumaticraft because it feels like we've been doing that a lot. So I want to segue into RFTools Dimensions because there's a couple resources that I'd like to have more of. Number one, uranium. I'm going to say not great, not terrible is where we're at with power gen and uranium and all that stuff. Like, I think we have a net gain going on, but we definitely don't have a lot of uranium. Let's just put it that way. And I wouldn't mind having a little bit more. So having a dimension made almost entirely of uranium sounds kind of fun. In addition to that, I would also like to get more oil. And just having access to RFTools Dimensions for this kind of OP style fun times sounds like fun to me. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to introduce you guys to RFTools Dimensions. We're going to see what kind of cool stuff there is in there. I think it looks mostly similar to me, but there's a few things I don't recognize, like Dimensional Essence. I don't know what's that stuff. I don't remember what that is. And there's a few other, I think for the most part it's not too bad. So we're going to go and do like how the inscriber, dimlet workbench, and what we can do with RFTools Dimensions. High level, if you've never seen it before, RFTools Dimensions lets you create custom dimensions. You can customize almost every aspect of it, from what the terrain is built out of, to what color the sky is, to what kind of rivers and lakes there are. So literally, the world is your oyster, and there are many worlds and many oysters, and you can do whatever you want. It's super fun, and you can create some really cool stuff. So step one, we're going to get into RFTools Dimensions. Step two, we're going to work towards making some really powerful dimensions that might just be full of uranium and oil, and that might be cool. And then from there, we'll kind of just figure out what's next. So let's get into RFTools Dimensions today, shall we? So your best bet into getting into dimensions, first off, it would be nice to have lots of common and lost knowledge. So for that point, what is going on over here? Oh, you know what? Maybe this is why we're out of charcoal. What happened over here? Something broke. We haven't visited this area probably since we updated. We should probably take a peek. So you're spinning, so that's good. What's interesting is the other one's still spinning. Oh my goodness, that's a fall. Bricks. So what's your beef, stranger? Did you just need to be restarted? I mean, we did update to the latest crate, and this is the one that has the trains system and stuff, so crate's on the latest version. Oh my heavens, yes. We are low on both wood and charcoal. Oh my. I'm assuming that you're gonna... Oh, you've got something hooked up to the back of you. That just looks hilariously incorrect. Oh, hello. Well, that's better. Oh no, everything's broken. Yeah, let's see what we can do about this brokenness. Them updates, let me tell you. They don't always go as planned. Alright, now... Run again? Nope. Ish. So what broke here, per se? I'm gonna go on a limb. Get it? And assume... Did that all go in here? I would hope so. Yes, it did. Thank you. Let's get this reconnected. So I'm guessing I just need some more super glue. And you know what would be nice is maybe an axe. Just so we don't have to... What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna re-super glue all this. Right? Because everything else is spinning. Am I right about that? No, you are also missing the spinning. So how about the chest as well? The chest goes here. How about we just put you in the offhand? How's that sound? Okay. And then for the oak planks that we had. Okay, now I don't know if that means these guys will move, but I'm assuming they won't. So let's just replace them as well. If I want to do it, is this how I want to do it? Nope, opposite of that. And then remember, we want to use the saplings for the filter. And then this guy. Nope. Yes. Maybe? Perhaps? Okay, cross your fingers. Okay, now he doesn't want to move at all. Oh, there we go. Hey, that looks better. Oh, and he's dropping off again. Nice. So if we just got a few saplings here. All fixed. When in doubt, break and replace. Just updates. Updates got to me, that's all. No big deal. Hey, now what was I doing? I came over here for something. I just don't remember what. Oh, right, we were going to go to the mob farm, and I was going to consider trying to find more of these things. So what's going on over here? Because it's been a while since I've looked at the old mob farm. We do have a lot of dimlet components, so that's actually kind of nice. And these generally, I think they're dropped from, whatchamacallits. What I might do is just have you import into the white chest. Because, I mean, this has been running this whole time, right? Like, we literally have had mob farm running this whole time. So this is a representation of everything we can expect to get from the mob farm that's not being dropped into the drawers. So I'm cool with that. Now, why did you... Oh, I see. Nope, I lied. Yeah, because you're filtered, right? Item card filter. Somebody's filtered. Yeah, that's why. Okay, yeah, so all this stuff is being filtered. So let's make sure dimlets, or RFTools dimensions related items, can go into... Does that sound cool? I like that plan. So let's get an ender chest. Okay, and then how about on white? Or orange, let's do that. Let's do on orange. You're with me, buddy. Let's just take one of these. Did I just find a bug? Oh, no. Yeah, no. There you go. It's because he was consuming. So orange mode insert. Boop. And then what we're going to do is an orange mode extract. Probably just use you, right? As long as I remove the filter, I can. Okay. And what I'm probably going to want to do is have a filter, a mod-based filter for dimensions. So if I put any RFTools dimension item in here, it really doesn't matter what, it should filter. And that'll be your extract. So he'll only extract RFTools dimensions items and pop them into the refined storage system. How's that sound? Pretty cool? I like that plan. I like that plan. So that way, any Endermen that show up or do whatever in there should be fine. Now, can I spawn Endermen? If I wanted to set that up, let's first off turn off this guy. Well, let's turn off the light, or turn on the light so that we're a little bit safer. Oh. I thought I turned the fan off. Nope. Okay. Nope, my bad. We're learning. We're learning. So this was Soul Cage. So we'd have to kill a bunch of Endermen with that soul daggery thing. Is that right? Yeah, maybe. Right? Soul gem bound to Enderman. We would have to make a new sword. Maybe I'll look at a different way to get lots of Endermen farmed. Should be fine. Oh, also you're off? Oh, that's right, because that's why we don't have the fan going anymore. I set this up with a I remember now. So let's actually put you back on, because I don't think we need the pink slime stuff no more. How did I set this up? So Mob Slaughter Factory is on. If I do that, Mob Slaughter Factory is off. And if I do this, Mob Slaughter Factory is on. Run with no redstone signal. How's that sound? I like that. Probably a little bit easier that way. Because now the Mob Slaughter Factory is not running, but the spinny guy is. And we'll go back to getting items rather than pink slime and stuff. That's cool. With the occasional Enderman. Works for me. Alright. Because Endermen drop these uncommon moss knowledges and whatnot. And I think if I right-click them, or shift right-click them, or what do I do with these? Maybe I can only click one at a time? Nope. I actually don't know how to handle these. This can be used in a knowledge holder to help with creating dimlets. Huh. A knowledge holder. That's interesting. I don't know that one. Oh, there's a researcher, too. This device can research various things in order to get knowledge. Okay. Well, let's get into RFTools dimensions, because like I said, I actually think there might be new stuff in here. Cool. So let's see, where should we set up our dimensional area? For now, I usually set things up and then we move them, so let's stick something in the corner here. So for RFTools dimensions, I know we're going to want a dimension builder at some point. Right? And for emeralds, I know we have some emerald ore. We don't need a ton. If we ever need to automate it, I will. But for now, we're good. Okay. So dimensional builder is good. What else do we want here? Dimension editor? Probably. I should throw a machine frame in the auto crafter. Do we know how to make blue dye, or do we just have a bunch of it? We know how to make it. Perfect. Excellent. So dimensional editor might be something we want at some point. And inscriber, definitely want one of those. And that's going to need empty dimlets. How are we for sugarcane? Oof, not great. What else can we make paper out of? I could just set this up real quick. Any other sneaky ways to get paper? Not really. I can just compressor it. All right. Get enough. Hold this over. One of those things that like I usually just get around to automating and haven't done yet because lazy. But that's okay. So I know we want the inscriber. That's going to be an important part of our dimensional stuff. Dimlet workbench. Sure. And what we should probably do is the empty dimlets that we have here, we should probably automate them. Okay. So dimlet workbench. And then knowledge holder. I'm not super familiar with this guy. We're missing more paper. Let me get more paper. I'll be right back. All right, so what if I tapped into this water supply right here? And we had you inserting water into the back. Boom. And then did you also have energy somewhere, or can I just... I'll probably just flux you. More than sufficient. Cool. All right, so you're getting power, sugarcane, and water. Easy peasy. Now, what if we were to also get our thermal? I asked for some of this and some of this. Boom. Now, what should happen, see how it went in there? So what I configured this drawer to do, because sugarcane and the phytogenic insulator will make just sugarcane and no seeds or anything, I can easily drop it into the drawer below and then extract from the drawer below. So with this setting right here on the bottom, we are pushing to the bottom and then pulling in from the bottom. So eventually we'll fill this up, right? And then did we have any Phytogrow? I think I can make like 8 of that at a time. That might boost how much we get at a time. Sweet, right? How cool is that? And then once we hit 64, we'll start filling up the drawer. Right? And then if we got an external storage, boom, with a high priority. And we should probably lock it just to be safe. Good time? I think that's the way to go. I think that's a super cool way to go. And what are you, Darkstone? Works for me, right? How cool is that? How cool is that? All the sugar canes, right? And just to get me a little boost, give me just another 64-ish of that Phytogrow, because I know it's cheap-ish, relatively. And then you can kind of cook right along. Nice, right? All right, so with that cooking, let's make some more stuff. Yeah, am I crazy, or have I never seen this researcher block before? I have no idea what that's all about. He needs power, that's all I know so far. And then knowledge holder, not super familiar with him. Inscriber, this is what we use to make our dimensions. Dimension builder, I think that's what makes the dimensions actually exist. So like this is how we write our dimensions so that we can define what they look like. And this is how we take those definitions and actually make a dimension out of them. And then a dimension editor lets us modify it. And then also there's the dimlet workbench, which is where we can create dimlets, which is what we use to make dimensions. Cool. And then we're also going to need a transmitter, a matter transmitter, and a dialing device. And this is how we'll transport ourselves from point A to point B. Did you need power? You do need power. Okay. So that's going to be, so like this guy will be base transmit. And then if we want to dial from base transmit to home base, we can dial it and we can step in. The only problem is we don't have power at the moment, but we'll get that sorted in a minute. Most of these guys seem like they need power. Including... Come on. Let's do it here. That's probably the least offensive way. So if I got some ultimate universal cable, we could just... Because all I need is power here, I'm not going to use laser IO. It's a lot simpler. Okay. And then we can get you, dial 20 power, and that's cool. Where's that cobbled deep slate? That I've been using as a floor. Okay. So now everybody should have juice. So we don't really need items or fluids or nothing for any of this. So that's cool. Okay. Neat. So I know we've got our knowledge holder. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the knowledge holder. Or this guy. Open manual. Do I have the manual for that guy? Let's find out. I don't think so. All right, let me look through this real quick. I got to figure out how this researcher works. All right, so things definitely have changed in RFTools dimensions. It looks like we need to research things with this guy. So let's see if I do this. Oh, fancy. Fancy, glowing and everything. So that'll research the uncommon lost knowledge, which, by the way, you can make higher tier rares and legendaries out of these. We will probably want to set up an Enderman farm, more than likely, because we'll get a lot more of these from an Enderman farm of some description. All right. Pattern, uncommon block, mineable dagger. Reason? Now, I think if I put this in here... Oh, hello. Look at that. Oh, cool. Pattern, uncommon block. Interesting. I have no idea. Now, I think I can augment this thing with... didn't it say something with infusing? Yeah, let's check out infusing. From RFTools, there is the machine infuser. And what this does is it makes machines more powerful or better in some way. So from dimensions, is this just reduce power consumption and faster processing? The knowledge holder, by the way, has to be adjacent to a dimlet workbench, so I moved those. So knowledge holder is next to dimlet workbench now. So let's toss this guy in here. Oh my, the research takes a while to break with no tool. Oh no, and it breaks completely too. Rip. That might be a bug. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Though, to be fair, it does need an enchanting table to make it. So all I think I have to do is put some dimensional shards in here, and that will infuse them. And I want to say 4 stacks will get me 100% infusion, and that's like the best and fully upgraded version of this thing. Yep, 25%. So boom. Boom. And this will be 100% infused. And it just makes the machine run faster and better in general. So now if I do that, and I throw this guy in here... Oh my. Did he just start at 50 for giggles? Or is that what the infusion does? Oh yeah, he starts at 50%. That's cool. Mineable Paxel. So then I check this out, and that adds a bunch of blocks. Ooh, like yellowite ore. How about uranium ore? Yep. Both types of uranium ore are available now. That's cool. Okay. And then this one is Uncommon Structure, Fortress. Or Igloo or Swamp Hut. Neat. Mineable Paxel. I think we already had that one. Not too shabby. So this is how you learn how to make your different dimlets now. Again, mineable Paxel. Well, that's not ideal. But in general, right, so now we're learning how to make different types of ores for stuff, right? So that's cool. Mineable Dagger. We also already had that one. When in doubt, tick accelerate. We're getting a lot of mineable Paxels here. There may not be a lot of uncommons, but we did get something new. All but dirt. Uncommon block, all but dirt. Oh boy, that added a lot of things. Oh, look at that. Sweet. All but dirt. Why not just give me all then? Why all but dirt? Why all but dirt? And hey, look, we've got more of these. So I'm going to do this. And let's see what kind of stuff we get from commons. Just going to get a handful of these. We can see that there's a few that, again, we're getting a lot of mineable Paxels from common blocks as opposed to uncommon blocks. And I bet we could automate this with something, but... So, common block, all but dirt. Common structures, common sky, common biome category, taiga biomes, common terrain, So that's going to add a bunch of types of stuff, right? So now we can make like river biomes, right? So these are biome dimlets. We can define what biome our dimension has. These are block dimlets, so we can define what our biomes are made out of, what blocks form the terrain or other kinds of structures. Let's see. Wow, that's a lot of block dimlets, and then we can filter. It looks like too, which is super cool. Ooh, nebula stars. That's neat. Nebula. Sky dimension. Sky dimlets are modifiers for the sky of a dimension. Nice. And there's a structure dimlet, so like what structures are available, so like whether fortresses spawn or none or something like that. Terrain dimlet, the main shape of the terrain, so it can be either a grid or platforms or a void. Ooh, we got void terrain. That's cool. We can make a void dimension now. And I'm assuming... Oh, okay. All shows me all the things, and it shows me what we do and do not have. Oh, that's neat. That's cool. So we can see what other types of structures there are, I guess. So these are tags, dimlets, terrain dimlets. So caverns, chaotic terrain, flat terrain, islands, maze, normal, ravine, spikes, waves. Time dimlets are whether it's always day, always night, or normal. That's neat. Okay, cool. All right, we're getting somewhere with this. So let me come back in a few minutes once I research some more of these guys, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've got a bunch of these new ones. So let's see, I'm going to put them all in here. So that is a ocean biomes. Sweet. This is a none biomes. Interesting. This is a shingles cover. Oh, that would be an interesting biome made out of covers from shingles. Extreme hills biomes. Common features. Common mineable dagger. And common sky. Okay, cool. Sweet. Oh, nice. That could be interesting. That could be interesting for sure. Some stuff to check out for it. Now, what I would like to know is if I take you out of here, can I still combine these guys like this? Because I don't need these no more, right? In theory? In theory, I don't need these ones no more. So that should get me new uncommons, right? And then I could research them if I wanted to. And if we have a bunch of uncommons that we don't need no mores. So for example, if I got 9 of these, we could get a rare and research that. And that got me rare fluid from mechanism. So we can get mechanism fluids in this thing? That sounds cool. Oh yeah, look at that. We can make a dimlet full of liquid lithium or liquid oxygen. That's cool. Or brine. We can make a brine dimension. Or heavy water. That could actually be really neat. And some of these guys are going to require, and I found out what this is all about, the dimensional essence. You can only get it in dimensions with that you've created. It will spawn certain slimes randomly, and higher tier dimensions have higher level slimes. So like a simple dimension will probably have common slimes, and then there'll be a rare and legendary slime as you get more and more power hungry dimensions. So something to check out for sure. Should we make a dimension right now? Let's do that. Let's do that. So to make a dimension, we're going to need an empty dimension tab. And if we wanted to, we could program some aspects of it. But the first dimension I like to visit, generally speaking, I like to have just be totally random. So to do that, all we have to do is get our dimension, our inscriber here. We'll call it first dim, though I may need to use a number. Oh, dimension name invalid. First dim, okay. So if we store this, this is our first dimension. We haven't put any of these dimension dimlets in there yet, so it's going to be totally random. We have no idea what it's going to look like. You'll notice that there's a creation and a maintenance cost. This is how much RF it costs to create the dimension and then to maintain it. If dimensions lose power, bad things start happening, and you can die in them. And trust me, it's a bad time. So you don't want that to happen. If you want to protect yourself from dying in a dimension that's losing power, you can get this phased field generator. Always keep on your hotbar and don't let the power run out. I agree. Maybe we should make one of those just for funds. Because they're not hard to make. And I think my doodle charged up. Yeah, look at that. I don't know how much power he stores, but we should be good here. We still have this thing cooking, right? Yep, we're good. Okay, so that thing's charging up. We should be cool to check out this dimension. Now, here's another thing. Every dimension with the same design in this pattern will point to the same real dimension. So if I put another realized dimension tab in here and don't put anything in there, he's going to point to first dim again. But if you want to have it be different, there are number digit dimlets that basically don't modify the dimension at all. It's just so that a different sequence can occur. So if you just throw like digit 0 in here, you'll get another dimension. And if you throw digit 1 in there, you'll get another dimension. And if you just throw digit 1 and another digit 1 in there, it'll be yet another dimension. So let's go visit this dimension. So to do that, we have to first build it. Zoinks. So you can see it's building right now. Oh, goody. And it's built. And at this point, we are powering the dimension. You'll notice that it currently has a power buffer inside of it. It's building up that power. And if we remove the dimlet from, or the digit tab from the dimension tab from this dimension builder, he's losing power. So if we're in a dimension that has lost power, it will be bad for us unless we're carrying one of these. So, number one, keep your dimensions powered. Number two, if you choose not to keep your dimensions powered, make sure to carry one of these with you. So let's go visit this dimension. I have no idea what it's going to look like. We're calling it first dim. We're going to dial it up. We should probably back up first. I don't know if I can back up without going into cheats, so I'm not going to. We're just going to cross our fingers that everything works out. It'll be fine. In before the game crashes. Might take a second for loading terrain. This takes... Oh, there we go. Oh, hello. It's a whole bunch of lag, I'll tell you that much. So I'll come back when things settle down. So something's causing some FPS lag in there. That's all I can say. Let's try going back in. Oh yeah, this is a laggy dimension. I'm getting out of here. Let's try a different one, just to be safe. Let's try a different one, just to be safe. Something's funky with that dimension. So what I usually do is just plop down a chest. There's probably some kind of block or something in that dimension that happened to be randomly picked that turned out to be, you know, laggy. So let's do another one. And this time we're going to do dimlet 0. Okay, so all we have to do is in our dimensional inscriber, we do this with dimlet 0. We call it second dim, but all lowercase, remember. Second dim, store. This guy. And let's dial that up. He should be online now. So base to second dim, and I'm going to do dial once, which means as soon as I go through it, it'll turn off the thing. So let's cross our fingers that this one works a little bit better. Oh, this seems better. This is not at all terrifying. Cool. Whatever was in that other dimension, I have no idea. Now I seem to be in a checkerboard between wooded badlands and snowy taiga. That's cool. We're really high up at a high Y level. It might be... Oh, this is an interesting one. Look at these orbs that spawned here. I wonder if these are fluid-filled orbs? So they're green rock wool. Okay, that's a thing. Green rock wool. I wonder if my mining laser will be able to dig into that a little bit better. Filled with water, perhaps? Do we have any buckets with us? I can't quite tell, but I assume that's water? Okay, cool. Now, any dimensions that get generated by RFTools, randomly especially, but I think almost any in total, will have these buildings in them. And there's an empty loot chest in here, so that's not ideal. But we're going to have to check another one. Maybe we just had bad luck. Looks like there's smaller guys here, too, that are made of diorite. Oh, these might just be slime crystals generation? Yeah, that might just be like slime crystal generation. That might be what that is. Packed ice, huh? Yep, more slime crystal stuff. Okay. Let's check out... Do we have another one of those buildings nearby? Ah, this is better. So we got some lost knowledge and sky dimlets. Thick red fog, rarity common. Okay, well that's better at least. I was very nervous when the first one had nothing in it, because that could have been bad. Wonder if this is an eternal night, because I don't see the moon moving. So this might be an eternal night dimension. Now, reportedly, like I said, there might be... Oh, hello. Legendary lost knowledge. Don't mind if I do. And a rare as well. That's awesome. All right, cool. So a few dimlets here and there. Nothing too crazy, which is nice. Okay, let's pop home. So at least we know this dimension is not terrifying. Alright, so when I researched the rare knowledge, I got rare blocks and legendary blocks from the legendary knowledge that are mineable with Paxel. Kind of curious as to what that unlocks. I guess we'll find out. I have no idea. Because there's so many blocks in here now. I guess what I could do is make another knowledge holder and dimlet workbench. Maybe next time. For now, I think it's wrapping up point. So Devil 20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed it. Next episode, let's come back and decide how to get these things. So I think we just have to explore dimensions. So if we pop into second dim again, dial that up. Somewhere in here, theoretically, there should be like a mob that spawns that will drop those things. And then maybe what we can do is set up... We could do it with Industrial Foregoing, or maybe another mod to spawn those things and generate a lot of those essences, and that could be fun. Does that sound cool? We'll find out. All right, for now, wrapping up point. Devil 20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.